promotion on Zalando Lounge on watches.
Oh, nice. Anything interesting?
Yes and no, in the sense that, like, okay, they have watches from Gant, and they look nice, but I don't know what's inside, to be honest.
Yeah, I would say like the Gant ones and all those like designer ones are mostly like a name and not really called the watch. So
No.
you're paying way too much in the end. Let's put it this way: like I had a Gant watch and had it for a while, but then I dropped it once on the floor, and when I picked it up, all the numbers I had kind of like the glue had came loose, and they were just all floating around. So yeah, nothing I would really recommend in that way.
Okay, so no Gant watches.
No Gant watches.
Okay.
What else are you thinking about getting?
A bullet between my eyes.
I mean, that's one way to do it.
No, I'm just out of ideas. Yeah, that can go to the archives later on when I'm gonna get married. We can play a cutesy little video of me and Michael getting married and our first Christmas together.
I mean, it's always hard to get a gift, right? You always get into the point of like, oh, what should I get? And you just
Because the thing is, like, he's the person that has everything, and when he wants something, he can get it himself. That.
Yeah, but also like on the other hand, when you have this hard time trying to find a present, when you actually get the idea and you're like, oh yes, I got it. That's one of the best feelings ever. And then you're like, yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. This is really the right thing.
We will see. Ideally, I would want to get him like football t-shirts, but like also crazy expensive. I think is like was it like £150, £300? We're not on that level. Maybe like
yeah, I mean, so many times you have like ideas, and then they're like, oh, yeah, this is way too expensive, or this is not in the correct price bracket, or whatever. So that's always a hard part of making that. Like, it should be something that's good, but also not too expensive, but also not too cheap, and like kind of keeping it in a good balance.
You know what's our problem? That we moved on with everything so fast that we haven't been dating for a year.
Yep.
And the Christmas come, and like I know him. I know of him, but like you don't know what to expect. You don't know what to like sign up yourself for.
Welcome back to another episode of Sip Away. This time we're going closer to Christmas. So today we're mostly gonna focus about Christmas and everything around it.
Okay, I need to catch you here because I want to do that line, ho ho ho.
I'm Nicholas, and I'm here with my co-host
Inga, but you can call me Miss Santa. Okay, so back on the track. We are after releasing our first episode. So how do you feel, Nicholas? How does it feel to finally publish? And
it's nice. The first episode's out there. Now it's done. You cannot take it back. You cannot say start all over again. Now we have done it. So I'm very happy about that. That is really nice. And now we just continue on.
I don't know. For me, it was like exciting, but also scary. But then I get this big feeling of being proud of myself, being proud of you, being proud of us. And the fact that we finally did that. And it's a process. And it felt super nice.
Yeah, exactly. And like I say, like the beginning is always the hardest, right? You just have to, at some point, decide like, we're going with this. It is what it is, and that's how episode number 1 is gonna be.
Yeah.
And yeah, it cannot have been that bad because we're sitting here recording again, and it's always like, oh yeah, it's winter, it's dark outside, but now we're actually in December. So according to me, at least, you can disagree if you want. I think when December starts, it's kind of okay to start Christmas decorating and putting out lights, putting out all kinds of different Christmas decorations.
And here, you guys gonna understand how different we both are. Because I know that you're the type of person that is always excited about Christmas stuff and the decorations. And if you could get like a toilet paper with little Santa on it, 100% you would have it because you love your Christmas stuff. And don't get me wrong, like I find it cute and I find it nice, but I think since I've been moving quite a lot and not really having my place with my stuff, I'm just used to not having Christmas decorations. I don't have like obviously at my family's place and with my parents. I think my parents also like I don't know. There was a moment when the Christmas spirit died a little, so I don't know. I like Christmas, but I'm not super Christmassy.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair enough, right? Everyone is different in that way. No, for me, it's always been like, I like all the small little Christmas decorations and stuff. So, like, when I moved here the first year in like what can it be, in like 19 square meter room, right? It's like, oh yeah, I want some Christmas stuff. And then I have to really think all the secondhand shops, right? You can go and get like, not a lot of decorations, but like a few things that makes a room look much more home and Christmassy for not a lot of money.
You
which
mean
is really nice?
It makes your room looks like Santa threw up in it.
I mean, you can do that as well, but you don't have to go to that extreme, I think. But it's always nice. I think the best thing about like starting with a Christmas decoration is usually it involves a lot of lights and candles, which kind of breaks up the dark, especially here in Sweden. So it kind of makes everything a bit more cozy. Suddenly, like you look into windows and so on, and it's you see some lights, you see some candles on. It's not that darkness all over the place when you're walking around. So I think that kind of contributes to making it all a much more coziness atmosphere in general. So I think that's why I really like all this first part of Christmas decoration, especially the light part. You can like lights on the balconies, etc. It's make the whole town pretty much feels much more inviting and nice.
Yeah, I like how they are decorating the city every single year, especially Gothenburg. If you guys are not from Gothenburg, yo Poland, I know you guys have a cheap tickets. Weekend here. You can try to DM me if we're close enough. Maybe I can even let you sleep on my couch. But it's very very beautiful, and I like how at least in here there's a bunch of Christmas markets.
Exactly, and they tend to have them like almost every weekend now until Christmas. So I went to Haag actually last week. And for you not from Gothenburg, Haag is pretty much this old street, really nice with like the cobblestones and old houses. And they had put all these little stools with selling all the Christmas stuff, Christmas decorations, each a bunch of bakeries and cafes along the way that had a bunch of Christmas sweet and so on and selling them outside. So it was really nice to stroll through. I think the problem sometimes with those markets is that everyone has the idea to go during those few hours they're open.
Yeah.
So
it's
sometimes it's just like you feel like, oh, you can't really walk or really look at anything. But I think it gives you a really nice like spirit and idea of like what was Christmas. They even had actually an orchestra that was singing Christmas songs.
Oh, that's cute. I think I saw them like 2 years ago or something. Maybe not the same one, but obviously a cute little band playing and having like a little violin and double bass and stuff like that.
By the way, like the shops nowadays starts doing like putting out Christmas stuff even before Halloween and so on, and Christmas becoming earlier and earlier. How has your year been? Have you managed to avoid any Christmas song until now, or have you been already tired of listening to the same Christmas songs over and over again?
I don't think I have a problem with Christmas songs this year. Usually, it's always Mariah Carey that starts, or Wham with The Last Christmas. This year, I think I've been strolling on TikTok a bit, and like Instagram Reels and stuff like that. So I get this like funny remixes. No, but like I'm on the memeable side of Christmas, you know. Like I have Shrek memes, Christmassy version, or like all this stuff. I think my favorite Christmas song, and I'm keeping it strong since last year, is fudge. I forgot the name of it. It's the British one.
Yeah. Me and songs are not the best, so you kind of have to help me out here a bit more. If you want me.
New Year's. It's the one with the guy. It's like a rock Christmassy song. What about you? What is your favorite Christmas song? Tell me what's your favorite Christmas song, and I'm gonna look through my mind for the title of my favorite Christmas song.
I mean, I don't think I really have one favorite Christmas song. I think you tend to hear at least the most common ones that always come on the radio. And at the end of Christmas or when you close the New Year, you're like, I have heard this song a million times. Somehow it feels like, it's not really a new Christmas song coming every year or something like that. It feels like we have been listening to the same songs over and over again every year. So it will actually be kind of fun to get a little bit more new songs as well. So if anyone out there listening have any good ideas of like not the traditional Christmas song, feel free to send them in and we'll have a listen. I'm actually kind of excited to see a bit of different styles of Christmas songs as well. How is it going? Do you find what you're looking for?
No, I think it was fireworks. Fire. Why does it have to be so hard?
It's never easy when you're looking for something specific, right?
Yes, exactly. And it's funny because me and Michael, we talked about this song literally 2 days ago, and I also listened to it because I have it on my liked songs on Spotify, but I have 2,500 songs there.
I mean, feel free to play it along at home, right? Guessing the song with Inga.
No, you did the worst thing ever. You asked me about something that is on the top of my head, and right now I have to find it, or I'm not gonna.
I mean, I was mostly thinking about if you have heard any Christmas songs in like shops and so on, because they tend to start playing Christmas music so much.
Mister,
so
I'm
early.
unemployed. I don't shop.
But on the radio or whatever, right? You cannot go anywhere without hearing the music after some
I don't
point.
have a radio. Right now I'm trying to to annoy you. Okay, never mind. We're gonna come back to it. Okay, so what's your opinion on the Christmas tree? Should it be the one like a fresh Christmas tree or the plastic one?
I mean, I think everyone can do whatever they want or so on, but I personally really like the real Christmas tree because I'm kind of grown up always having a real Christmas tree as well, and I think the biggest thing you get with a real Christmas tree that you don't get with a plastic or a fake one is the actual smell. So the house kind of smells Christmas and Christmas tree. So that's why I always would like to have a Christmas tree whenever I can, right? How about you?
I think I grew up with my parents always getting the real Christmas tree, and I don't know. Fairy Tale of New York. That's the song. I'm sorry, I don't care about the Christmas tree anymore. It's the Fairy Tale of New York. 100% you know it. Really, really good one. My I have a goal on my couples goals list to have like a cutesy karaoke moment in the pub singing that song, because obviously the song is about them meeting each other, falling in love, but when it comes to the second verse, they call each other really bad names.
Okay.
And blame each other for stealing the future from themselves and whatever. But then they make up and it's fine.
I mean, that seems like an interesting idea to do.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, so I think it's a really good karaoke duet, Christmas duet.
I think it's definitely something you should put into action and actually do.
Watch me. Sometimes the problem that I have with Christmas is the Christmas are a really good holiday to sell.
But I think you shouldn't really follow those like 100 lists or whatever. Like, you should just try to go after what you know about the person you're buying the present from. What have they mentioned over the years? Like, especially if you talk to them a lot or see them a lot and so on, right? They tend to mention things, or you know that something, they have mentioned this maybe 10, 20 times, but you know they have not bought them for themselves yet. So maybe that gives you a good idea to get them a present. So I think like as long as you stay away from all this kind of 100 best things or 10 best things, or you should 100% just buy this and this and everyone will be happy. But no, people are so different. So I think you should try to, I don't know, for me the fun is kind of thinking what the person wants, and then when you actually find the idea and you're like, oh yes, this gonna be perfect, that is one of the best feelings in a way. It's kind of almost funnier or more interesting to me to find and buy the right present than getting presents myself.
Yeah, I like it. I like activity of it. I just feel like I'm a poor performer under pressure, and the first Christmas for me, it's kind of pressure. Like I have to set the bar somewhere, you know?
Yeah, but I also think like in your case, right? We're not just talking buying Christmas presents and so on. It's also like the first Christmas together. I think that is a total different level. I think like buying the present to like Michael for the first Christmas together is a totally different feeling in your head compared to buying like a present for your mom or your dad that you've bought many presents to. Maybe one of the hardest part that making it harder as well is that it is this first Christmas. And it's not like, oh, you're buying another present to your sister, for example, that you've known your whole life.
Yeah, I think you're right. But to skip my free therapy for today, let's go to another question.
Oh, by the way, Michael, your present is...
What is it? Should I say something? Okay.
No, this was just meant to be a funny pause.
Okay.
And then nothing came up from it.
Jesus.
But
Yeah.
no.
I'm too stressed to joke. You're joking about my misery. I cannot sleep. I cannot eat.
Isn't that what friends are for?
Oh yeah, misery is something that is best to share together.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you feel about celebrating Christmas? Would you say big celebrations or small celebrations? What's the best? Obviously, you cannot pick your family size. Sometimes you wish you could, but at the same time, I guess we are very lucky to have people to celebrate Christmas with.
Exactly. I mean, for me, I wouldn't say like big Christmas, small Christmas, or whatever matters. As long as you are with the people you want to be with, that's the right amount of people. Like if that year you happen to be more people for one or another reason, then that's the perfect amount of people. Or, oh yeah, another year you're fewer amount of people, then that's the perfect amount of people. So as long as you're with the people you want to be with and you're having fun with, I think then you have the right amount of people. So for some years it's like much bigger groups. Sometimes you just want to be with your closest family. Sometimes you may be, I don't know, you may have bought a house and then you invite everyone and so on. So I don't think it's really a wrong or right answer for me. For me, it's more like it totally depends on the situation, the scenario, where am I. So I don't think it's a right or wrong answer. Like, oh, you need to have 23 people or like 17 people. That's the sweet spot.
That's true. That's true. Maybe I'm just not used to it because, like, obviously, when I was a kid, we would spend Christmas with my grandparents and my dad's side of the family, and then later on, we would just keep the celebrations small. It would be just me, my sister, my parents, more or less. But I asked you this question because this year. It's going to be the first year that we actually going to have quite big Christmas for my family. Because it's going to be my parents,
Yeah.
my sister, her boyfriend, probably his parents. That's a big drop. I found out today. That.
Yeah, I was like, that took me by surprise.
Yeah, exactly. But...
Are they flying to Poland as well with you then?
Oh, no, not my boyfriend's parents. Julia's boyfriend's parents.
Oh, sorry, I totally misunderstood this one.
Oh, my God. But
that would have been a plot twist.
Ulrika and Stefan, you're also invited. Unfortunately, this episode is going to be released too late for you to manage the scheduling. But no, it would be nice. I think maybe because we are not dating for such a long time, that could be next year's activity. But yeah, it's my parents, probably my sister's boyfriend's parents, my sister with her boyfriend, me with my boyfriend, my childhood friend that we invited since I don't think she's gonna celebrate Christmas with her family, and I don't want her to be alone on Christmas.
Yeah, of course.
And my grandpa and his wife. So actually 9 people. From celebrating Christmas every single year within like 4 people. That's a big stretch.
Yeah, exactly. But, Christmas is what you make it to, right? As long as you have the people you want to celebrate with, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting something like, I don't know, Meet the Folks or whatever, Meet the Forks. What was the movie with the... Okay, there was that movie that Robert De Niro was the father, and the daughter brought her fiance, boyfriend, something, to meet the folks. Yeah, I think it was Meet the Folks.
That sounds about all the Christmas rom-com movies that ever produced.
Oh, this one wasn't Christmassy, but there was a lot of fun stuff, like a big mess, and I just hope that it's gonna be so messy, like not like drama messy, but like a bit messy, like fun mess. That like a lot of people, a lot of interactions, some funny situation happening, and just
Yeah, I mean, just stay tuned to next year and you will find out more about it as well.
we will see if that was haha drama or sad drama.
But it's kind of interesting, right? I think especially when it comes to Christmas and Christmas traditions and so on. Give us like the best.
I like the saffron buns, the Christmas saffron buns. In general, I like the taste of saffron, and kind of like that's in my head, saffron is connected with the Swedish Christmas. So that's also one, like a Swedish one.
Yeah, like a lot of our Christmas sweets and so on in Sweden would have saffrons. And I think the most common one called lussebulle kind of looked like an S, and you would have 2 raisins on each side.
Yeah.
Some people are being evil and they're putting raisins inside, so you cannot really just take them out. Because some people apparently like raisins. But yeah, hot take about Christmas, by the way. Raisins in our Christmas sweet is not a good thing.
Yes, I love it. Cheesecake with raisins inside.
And this is how we ended the second episode of the podcast, and it was the last one.
Yeah. I'm thinking about other Christmas traditions that are actually so different than the Polish ones. I would say like it's still kind of similar.
Okay, why we don't do this? Let's do a like quick comparison round. In Sweden, we would give the gifts on the 24th of December.
Yes, it's same in Poland. Yeah, Christmas Eve. Okay, so how does it look in Sweden? I would say, so in Poland, you usually sit down to have a dinner when it's dark outside. Technically, you should wait for the first star because, like, we're Catholic. So, like,
The first star, I mean, tell us a bit more. So you mean by the first star?
So it's getting dark, and then you have to check if there are stars already in the sky. So when you see the first star, you can start eating because Maria and Joseph, they were following the star that Jesus was born and all that stuff. So you follow the star.
So guys, you heard it here first. Polish food are the best on Christmas, but if it's a cloudy day, you're not eating.
Yeah, but like technically, like that's the tradition. But obviously, if it's cloudy outside, you don't wait for the star.
Sorry, guys. Next year.
Ha ha ha. So yeah, then you get Jesus Christ. I never use that word in English. You get opłatek, which is like kind of like it's not like a rice cake, but it's like wafer. Yeah, wafer. So you everyone gets like a piece of wafer. So you go with like a kind of rectangular piece of wafer to the person next to you, and you say little wishes, and then you break the wafer and you eat your part, like their part of wafer. So you do the round, and it's like the most awkward moment of the whole Christmas.
Okay.
Because sometimes like you know what to tell your sister, you know what to tell your parents, but like technically you know what to tell to your grandpa and grandma, but then like you meet the aunt that you've seen like maybe twice this year, and you try to be like, she's like, oh yeah, you're such a good kid, you're gonna have good grades in school and be a lovely adult and blah blah, and then like the meme is always saying the same to you, like same to you or something. To escape this like tricky giving wishes to each other.
But that the same thing can be a very dangerous thing, because when you get used to it, you use the wrong moments.
Yeah.
Like, you go into the airport, you're about to go on vacation, you go to the desk, you leave your bag, they give you boarding passes. They go, hello, sir. Thank you, sir. Have a safe flight. And you turn around and go, the same. And then you leave there and you're like, no, not the same. I'm going on vacation. They're working.
Yeah. So like, obviously after the awkward wishes, or not awkward, maybe this is just my personal experience. I don't know. I don't like it that much. Then you have food, and we don't eat meat. We eat fish, we eat vegetarian stuff, no meat on the Christmas Eve. So then we eat, and after we open the gifts, and then my family usually after the gifts and food, and there's more food and some board games, and we play Catan or Rumikub or Uno and stuff like that, and then you go to bed. And then on the first day of Christmas, then you can eat meat. So there is meat.
I would say that's a bit different from Swedish Christmas,
Yeah.
where you would have pretty much a combination of foods. You would have something called sill, so like herring in different sauces, etc. And then you would also have salmon, but you would also, of course, have the Christmas ham as one of the main parts of the Christmas dinner. You would have Swedish meatballs. So yeah, I would say for us, take the first plate, do all the fish and so on, and then when you were done with that, you would move on to meat. Of course, not all people like fish, so you will see people just go to the meats directly and so on. But I could not imagine a Swedish Christmas table without the julskinka or Christmas ham, or the little sausages that we call prinskorvar, or meatballs, etc. So it's kind of interesting that the Polish one no meat at all.
Just imagine how strong of a tradition it has to be, since we are a meat country.
Yeah, exactly. But you would say like this Polish Christmas varies what you get on the table depending on where you are. Like if you're in Warsaw or Krakow or Gdansk, or is it kind of similar? Because in Sweden, you can, like if you go to the north of Sweden and the south of Sweden, you'll see it kind of some things, of course, would be the same, but you will also see a lot of local things that are just in that region.
I think the changes are super small. Like there are some dishes, because there is a tradition of technically you're supposed to have 12 dishes, because there was 12 apostles, so like 12 dishes. A lot of symbols, the whole Christmas in Poland. In general, I think most of the celebrations in Poland, Easter and stuff like that, it's quite connected with church. I think the tradition kind of follows, depends on the family obviously you grew up in, but typical Polish food, I would say you can find on every single Polish table. It doesn't matter if you're in Kraków, Warsaw, Gdansk, Olsztyn, Poznań, whatever. It's vegetable salad, dumplings, the one with the cottage cheese and then potatoes, and then the other ones with cabbage, sauerkraut and mushrooms. There is barszcz, which is like a beetroot soup, and that's also like a classic thing. But yeah. It's a lot of fishes and a lot of like little tasty snack dishes.
I mean, I have to say that even in the Swedish Christmas table that we have the meat and so on, I would say the fish part of it is personally my favorite. I know many people will disagree and will say like the herring or is not tasty, but for me, especially the one with mustard, the one we call senapsill, is
that's a good one.
One of my favorite. I can eat like a whole jar of them easily by myself.
It's really good that you mentioned this one, because I'm doing a list of stuff that I'm gonna bring with me this year, because I kind of want to. Obviously, I'm bringing stuff to my family every single year, but I kind of wanted to have like a little Swedish part of Christmas.
That's an interesting thing, right? When you're in a multicultural kind of setting, right? You going home to Poland, you kind of, even if you don't think about it sometimes, I think probably bring back some Swedish traditions as well, some Swedish foods. You kind of tend to mix as well. I can say as well, like my sambo is half Swedish, half British, which actually means I've come a bit closer to some of the English and British tradition during Christmas as well, which I think is very fun. Like I'm always open to learn and do and see more things as well. I don't know about you, but for me, I've actually done a few Christmas away from home. Of course, being half Greek, I've been in Greece a few times, but I also had the opportunity to be in Southeast Asia and Thailand during one of the Christmases, and I think the feeling of seeing, Santa Clauses or like snow decoration and so on while wearing bathing shorts and being on the beach is a very unique experience, and personally love it. I love good weather. Of course, I missed cold a little bit, but me and a friend that was there, we kind of find a little cheat or a little hack, if you call it like that. So we went into one of these bars. The whole bar was pretty much a big fridge or freezer. So you could like sit inside, put on your hoodie, be kind of cold, have this Christmas thing, and then you went out and you were warm and nice again, and you could just go to the beach.
That's kind of cute. I like it. I like it. I think it was 2 years ago when me and my family, we celebrated Christmas in Sicily, in Catania. And one of the Christmas dishes that we had there was an octopus. I think that was like the not the weirdest thing I ate, because I like seafood. It was nothing new. It was like the weirdest thing I ever had for Christmas, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes we associate Christmas a bit snowy, a bit cold, but yeah, sometimes it's just nice trying something different. Like, I don't know, I've always seen these videos about people running into the beach and the water and like, oh, now it's Christmas in Australia.
Ooh, that would be nice.
And at one point it's like, oh, I don't know, like I wish I was there. And on another part it's like, but then you cannot really go out in the snow and do the, all the snowy stuff. So I think it's always like a hard choice to know what you want to do or where you want to be.
I think over the years I figured out that the most important aspect for me is to be close with my family on Christmas. Which I would wanted to like also underline it in the sense that like I am super happy and I'm super glad that I have people that I can call my family, and I'm not by myself during Christmas. But there are people that are by themselves during Christmas, or they cannot afford the things that we don't even think about. So me and my family has this tradition of doing like donations every single Christmas. We agree on the fixed amount of money, and then we choose one of the programs or like foundations that are doing nice things for people for Christmas, or for animals and stuff like that. And you might think that like at the end of the day, the amount of money everyone is putting down personally, it's, let's say, I think it's like 250 crowns, which is a lot, but also not a lot in the big picture. But together, when we have like 6 people, the amount of money is getting up. So if I can convince any of you to pick a thing and donate, sometimes it doesn't have to be much, like 10 euros or whatever, or 5 euros and stuff like that, because if you do it with 4 or 5 people, the amount is great and you can make someone happy for Christmas.
Yeah. And if you don't know where to donate that money, the Patreon link will just be down below. No. This is Christmas time. Just go find a nice charity or an organization with something you believe in. But on the other side of Christmas, we have talked a lot about how nice Christmas is, and that is really nice, especially when you can celebrate it with people you love and the people you have. That also sometimes bring out the most lonely days in the people that don't really have anyone to celebrate with as well. So I think it's one of the holidays that kind of like brings most families together and most people together celebrating and so on. But that also make it much worse, I think, for people that are already feeling alone and don't really have anyone to celebrate with as well, which is kind of maybe the sad part or the sad side of Christmas we don't really think about so much.
I think it's very important. Be aware of your surrounding, and maybe sometimes, I don't know, do a nice thing for your neighbor. Smile a little more. Maybe you're gonna make someone's day better.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think Christmas is all about being nice and just being good people in general. I think that's the most important to kind of get the Christmas spirit and message out there.
Yeah, because it's very easy to get lost in like this colorful lights and decorations, but we have to remember that Christmas are about people.
By the way, I know this is probably coming out a bit before Christmas. It's going to be a bit late, but just for my own curiosity, if you have any really good Christmas stories, family disaster Christmas stories, or anything else, feel free to send in the story and we'll talk about it in an upcoming episode.
I feel like you don't need more drama. You need like a proper list of Christmas movies with titles.
Yeah, exactly. I will put them away for next year.
Okay. It was, as always, lovely to talk to you guys. And happy Christmas, you all.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Bye.